We'll be discussing the energetical and the physical aspect of the kitty. We need to go over what we do see, and then we can go into what we don't see. To example this, we have a lovely orange. So the vulva is everything that you see on the outside, and the vagina is at the base, which is, again, like I said, connected with the vulva, but it's not exactly the same as the vulva. The Libraa, major Libraa minor, and also the clitoris, the clitoral hood. Clitoris alone has double the nerve endings of the entire penis. So if you look up a diagram and you're like, my kitty doesn't look like that, it's fine. Like, I don't think I really had a sex ed talk, to be honest. I'm pulling things out of a book, so I'm not just talking out my ass, since the root chakra is directly connected with the kitty. She's your center of receptism, how you energetically receive, not just physically. Anything that you're trying to attract, you can do all this manifestation work and still not be able to receive it when it actually gets here, and you can be blocking your own blessings. The menstrual cycle is connected to our releasing, like literally shedding our uterus lining. When you're shedding the uterus and you're bleeding, you're also releasing negativity. So monthly, you have this natural system that helps you release all the negative energy that you could have absorbed during that month. You're also releasing any trauma. Hello and welcome back to this channel, Kayla My World, and today we'll be discussing the energetical and the physical aspects of the kitty. Y'all, I'm so excited for this video. Like, I wish I got this sex ed talk when I was younger, because I don't think I really had a sex ed talk, to be honest. For the sex ed that I did have, it was like 0 stars. We'll be learning about what we do see and what we don't see, not just physically but energetically as well. I do have a top on, just so y'all know. Yeah, I did not come on here naked with a necklace. Okay, so first we're going to be starting with the physical, because we need to go over what we do see to understand. Not understand, but we need to go over what we do see first. This is an orange, by the way. We need to go over what we do see, and then we can go into what we don't see. The more spiritual and energetic aspects of the kitty. Today, to example this, we have a lovely orange. I feel like this is not that accurate, and of course your kitty doesn't look like this, but I'm kind of like trying to make your educated guess, because I obviously can't show you a real kitty on YouTube because I would be banned, but I can try. So you can sit back and relax. This will be like we're on FaceTime call, and I'm just giving you the sex ed and advice that you wish you had. I am pulling things out of a book, so I'm not just talking out my ass. Oh, I forgot okay. I'm pretty sure you can't show stuff on YouTube like that. So I am using this book. It's by Ruby Rare, and it's called Sex Ed, and it's a guide for adults. And even if you're not an adult, if you're like a teenager, I would still recommend this book because it explains things in a mature way without being boring. Okay, so let's get into the physical aspects of the kitty. I have a vulva and vagina. They're not the same thing, but they are connected. So the vulva is everything that you see on the outside, and the vagina is at the base. I also want to say that kitties are like faces. So although they are composed of scientifically, biologically the same parts, not all kitties look the same, and they're not supposed to. Like, kitties are like faces. Like, they all have components, like how we all have eyes, ears, noses, lips, but we all look very, very different, and kitties are the same way. So if you look up a diagram and you're like, my kitty doesn't look like that, it's fine. Like, and it's just as beautiful as the diagram you see. So the vulva is composed of the Libraa, major Libraa minor, and also the clitoris, the clitoral hood, and the urethral opening. And then we have the vagina at the base, which is, again, like I said, connected with the vulva, but it's not exactly the same as the vulva. Vagina is on the inside, what's inside. Like if you physically stick your fingers through, it's what's going inside. Okay, so the Libraa major is basically the outer lips, like this. Of course they don't look exactly like this, but they're like the lips you have on your face look like this. Is the best way I can explain that. I would suggest getting a mirror. Like you can sit on your counter if you want. I don't find that comfortable. I rather have a handheld mirror, because you can bend it at an angle and just like sit on a towel or a blanket, because for me that's more comfortable, but you can do whatever feels best for you. Yeah, so the Libraa major are the outer lips, and then when you spread the outer lips, the Libraa minor is what's basically inside this when you open those outer lips. Then over the Libraa, I keep saying Libra because I'm a Libra. They both start with an L and end with an Oh, it's kind of like twisting my brain. But anyway, Libraa minor, inside of it, it has the urethral opening, which is the hole that you pee out of. It's also the hole that, like, when you are aroused during arousal, it's basically the hole that you also squirt out of. So this is why, like, when you're squirting, why it also feels like you're peeing, because it's coming out of the same hole. Then you have the clitoris. So the clitoris is basically, it's more towards the top of your vagina, typically is, but it's okay if it's a bit lower. All kitties are different. So the clitoris is at more towards the top, and it's basically this flesh, like this tiny piece of flesh. It usually pops out a bit more. Again, it's okay if it doesn't, but if you don't know how to find it, try looking towards the upper part of your vulva in your Libraa minor. Very sensitive. Like the clitoris alone has double the nerve endings of the entire penis, so you should be able to find it easily. You do this, be very gentle. You can just lightly press it, and you should feel some type of pleasure. Even if you don't, you should feel the sensitivity of it. Your urethral opening, which is the hole that you pee out of. I'm sorry, over the clitoris you have the clitoral hood. This can kind of come over it, but it's very thin. It's like usually, I don't know if y'all seen like those TikTok videos of people describing, you know, the kitty and like the inside, how it looked like a bunch of roast beef. And I know that's kind of weird to say, you know, you're literally describing the kitty as a piece of meat, but it's like, to resemble that, it's a very thin piece of meat. You're not a piece of meat, of course, but like it's very thin. It covers the clitoris or sit right on top of the clitoris. It's basically that thin layer that sits over the clitoris or above it. And then more towards the base, we have the vagina, which is, it's a hole basically, but it's not just a hole. Like you can go inside if you're not aware, because I know some people don't, they're not aware. You can go inside. This is like where you insert tampons, and this is where you bleed out of when your cycle is happening. And when you go inside the vagina, it naturally has like a slight bumpiness to it, which is completely normal. So if you ever feel that with your finger and you're wondering like, I thought it was smooth, it's not. It's naturally bumpy, and that's fine. It shouldn't be like a mountain. You shouldn't have huge bump that's bothering you, especially if it's painful. You might want to get that checked out by your gynecologist, or, you know, ask somebody that you trust. But yeah, when you go inside, usually the vagina is about 7 to 8 centimeters when it's not aroused. When you are aroused, the vagina will expand. Okay, so that's the vulva and the vagina. And I also would like to say, this is like the perspective of if you were sitting down, your legs were open and your lips are right here. Imagine like you're standing up and you're facing a mirror and your legs are closed, sitting up naturally. That area where there's usually a lot of hair, just like there are varying types of hairs on the lips, like it will connect towards the lips. It's called the mon pubis. Okay, I did get up for a second, so if you're wondering why the camera angle is a bit different, that's why. I literally got this orange from a smoothie I made earlier, and I used the other half of it. Okay, so now we're gonna learn how to take care of the vagina and the vulva. The vulva, since it's the outside, I would suggest cleaning it. The vulva is very absorbent, so you don't want to use any harsh chemicals, any fragrances down there. And I would suggest more natural things that are very gentle. The way I do it is I sit, I don't splash her with water, but I open the Libraa major. It's like take my finger very gently, and I forgot I had an orange. I scoop out any skin follicles from the inside. Maneuver the vulva to where you can clean her, and just use your hands gently. Some people use soap. I don't prefer to use soap. I do yoni mask. every once in a while, just because I feel like I just like it, and I feel like it gives deeper clean than usual. For day-to-day basis, you can just scoop out the skin follicles, try to do your best to clean it. Some people, they'll use like Dr. Bronzers. I don't know what the name is, but I'll put it on the screen right here, and they'll use that on their kitty unscented, or they'll use Dove soap unscented. So I've heard that, but those are usually very stripping of the natural barrier that you have down there. So I would just say, see what works for you. Although we have the same components, every vagina is different, and you want to make sure that you are equating to her needs. Now for the vagina, the inside, this obviously doesn't have an inside, but the inside, physically inside, I say she because I'm a she. For the inside, don't leave her in peace. Leave her in peace. Don't put any water up there. The vagina is self-cleaning, so she'll clean herself, and this means that she'll clean out any bacteria that doesn't belong there, that needs to come out, and what comes out is discharge. It's like this milky white substance that comes out. Usually you can see it on your panties. Usually very little. That white substance coming out is discharge. So now you know that your vagina is healthy and she's doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing. You're also washing down there. Sometimes the discharge can get on your outer lips or your Libraa major or minor, so you also want to make sure that you clean that because you don't want bacteria to build up there. You're just gonna basically leave the vagina in peace. Let her do her own thing. Do not put any soap up there. Like, do not rub any soap, and don't put anything up there. Just leave her in peace. Leave her alone. Let her do her own thing. She knows what to do. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the energy or spiritual education behind the kitty. Your vagina is at the base of your spine. What's also at the base of your spine is your root chakra. If you're not familiar with the root chakra is the center of receptism, which luckily for us vulva owners, vagina owners, we have a direct center of pleasure and receptism. Root chakra also is connected to your body, how grounded you are. Root chakra is also connected to your sense of security, stability, and safety. Whether you're having sex with yourself or others, you want to make sure that you're in a safe environment, since the root chakra is directly connected with the kitty. You can connect with your kitty through spiritual maintenance. You can do things that are connected to the root chakra. Some of the things you can do is grounding, and if you don't know what grounding is basically doing anything that connects you back to your physical body and back to this physical reality. So you can go outside and touch the grass. Oh my gosh, no, there's kids. That's so cute. Aww. Y'all, I have my window open and these kids are like waving at me. I was trying to get natural light, but like the sun's down, so I guess it doesn't really matter now. Okay, they just said like you bitch. So I'ma close that. What them little bitches don't know is I got a dog, so. But anyway, now my doggy is distressed. Come here, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I know. They said mean words. The ways you can connect to the root chakra, you can ground. You can do this by going outside and putting your feet in the grass. You know, connecting with Mother Nature, because the root chakra is connected to Mother Nature. Take a bath. This is one of my personal favorites. Crystals around and put a bath bomb in. Epsom salt, dead salt. It's very relaxing. You can also do yoni steaming. This can be very healing, because especially if you've had sexual trauma or trauma in general, the root chakra and the vagina holds this energy. So to release that, you can do shadow work and healing. You can connect with certain root chakra crystals, like I have red jasper right here, also red sandstone. There's also yoni eggs. I would suggest doing your own research about that first, because you don't want to get anything that will throw off your pH balance. Now, if you have any trauma or sexual trauma that you're trying to release, vagina actually helps with this, because every month we have our menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle is connected to our releasing, like literally shedding our uterus lining. So when we release this, you can put intention on this so that you're also releasing any trauma, body, and your energy. You want to see my dog? When you're releasing, when you're letting go, when you're shedding the uterus, sorry, that's my dog. When you're shedding the uterus and you're bleeding, you're also releasing negativity. So monthly, you have this natural system that helps you release all the negative energy that you could have absorbed during that month. You have extremely painful periods. This is not in all cases, but it can be in some. If you have extremely painful periods, you might want to look at the topics connected to the root chakra. Like if you have problems with receiving, if you have problems with stability, security, money, if you're not grounded, if you have a lot of built up trauma, or you're not releasing your emotions and it's all stuck in the walls of your vagina, you might need to look into that. I'm not telling you to get off of medicine. I think that medicine should be a resource. That's personally my opinion. Especially if you have unbearable pain or you need to get through the day, take your medicine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But I also challenge you to try to heal this system, like through shadow work. You can also do herbs. I'll list some good herbs right here. So if you notice that your period might be up and down, you might want to just energetically check in with your kitty, because there might be something that's throwing you off balance, or some root chakra work might need to be done. You can do a yoni massage. So basically it's when you go inside the vagina, and make sure that your nails are short for this. So you don't want nails like mine that are like they're just too long. You want to make sure they're more bare, because you don't want to hurt yourself. Like the inside of your vagina is similar to the membrane lining of your mouth, so it can tear very easily, and you don't want to hurt the vagina. So you can go in and you can start massaging it, and you're gonna want to go counterclockwise. This is more of a like witchy spiritual thing. So when you're going clockwise, you're releasing. It can help you release any stuck energy and just trauma in your vagina. You're gonna hit all four corners, and be very gentle during this process, because the vagina, like I said, not only is it very sensitive, but it's when you're doing this, you need to remember to be gentle with yourself, because you're dealing with trauma, and sometimes you will feel physical pain. And in that moment, I personally you can just rub it out, but be gentle. Don't do too much that you're not ready for, because you're trying to help yourself, and so you don't need to rush your healing. What I want y'all to take away from this is to not only physically honor your kitty, but to spiritually honor her too, because since she's your center of receptism, how you energetically receive, not just physically. Anything that you're trying to attract, you can do all this manifestation work and still not be able to receive it when it actually gets here, and you can be blocking your own blessings if you're not open to actually receiving it, what it is that you want. And also connect with your yoni by practicing gratitude, since that is also connected to the root chakra. You need to treat your kitty like a goddess, because it is. And just like the root chakra affects all the chakras above, your yoni is connected to this. So you want to make sure that you're nurturing her and taking care of her and loving her, and only having people in your sacred space of receptism that is going to upgrade, that's going to help you, that is an addition to your life. Since the kitty is so receptive, you want to make sure that you're avoiding absorbing negative energy. I think that the spiritual community and people in general, especially if you have a kitty, should know that she is so much more than what she physically looks like and what is physically perceived. And you want to make sure you're giving her... Those are cars. I don't know what they're doing. So I don't know if they're just like going really fast down that street, but it almost sounds like they're doing donuts. Anyway,